What you do before you throw a single bag in a big tournament is more important than anything else. Today, I'm going to talk about what you need to do to be prepared for your best tournaments. If you haven't met me yet, I'm Michelle Thompson, aka Cornhole Mish. I am a cornhole commentator, sideline reporter, and I've been helping people get out of their heads and into their bodies for peak performance for over 15 years. While I'm not a highly competitive cornhole player, I am a commentator going into my fifth season, and I've learned a few things over the years of how to be the most successful on these long days trying to have high energy. The first thing I do is as soon as I get to the destination that I'm going to, assuming it's not too late, I will immediately DoorDash a Target or grocery order. And in that order, I'm obviously going to get myself some water, but also coconut water or something that has more than just that has more hydration than just a water. I also love, I think you, like everybody knows about liquid IVs. Those ones don't work with me, but I get a coconut water based sort of powder that I can put in a water and I drink that immediately first thing in the morning each day. Hydration obviously is going to be super important. So make sure you have all the tools you need, whether that's coconut water or even Gatorade and things like that. So that's the first thing I do. In terms of snacks, when I'm doing this DoorDash order, you want protein based and vegetable based snacks. That's what's going to give you the most energy. Nuts are going to be an obvious one, but anything made of chickpea, jerkies, things like that are going to give you the highest energy. If possible, you can get the little peanut butter pouches. They have individual pouches of peanut butter. I think the brand is Justin's, and you can get seed based crackers. And these are all going to be high energy snacks that will keep you fueled throughout the day. So, first thing, as soon as I get into the hotel, is do that sort of order and get as healthy as snacks and waters and hydration as possible. Then the next thing is going to be sleep. Now, I have learned, especially when you're in hotels or places you're not used to, that it can be difficult to get good sleep. And so I try to set myself for the most amount of success as possible. And that starts with what's happening before I go to bed. So I make sure that I don't have sugar, alcohol, or too much salt within a couple hours of going to sleep. If I do that, then I have the best chance of sleeping through the night. But if I push that, then even just eating too close to bedtime, I need a good hour or two or three to digest everything and then transition into bedtime. I always travel with my yoga mat and I do some light stretching or yoga before bed. It allows me to release some tensions because all I'm trying to do is create the best sleep possible. Because if I'm trying to last an entire day, entire tournament day on little to no sleep, it is going to be a struggle. I don't suggest pushing through. Set your body up for success. So, what do you need to do to have the best sleep possible? Some other things I have a lavender roll on oil thing. So you can put lavender oil so that helps you sleep. And I just have different kinds of teas and things like that that are relaxing if I have enough time to be able to have a cup of tea before bed. Sometimes when I really want to go out and have another glass of wine, I remind myself that I could just go to my room and drink a cup of tea. I'm still going to get the ritual of drinking something, but it's actually going to help me sleep instead of hinder it. And those are super important to me because I take my job very seriously and I don't want to feel like crap the next day and I want to perform my best. So this is not to put pressure on you to do things you don't want to do, but it does ask you how important is it for me to have full energy and be able to perform at my very best the next day, and what can I do right now to prepare for that? All right, now we're talking day of tournament. So as soon as I wake up, I once again go to DoorDash and I make sure I have a breakfast arriving in about an hour. That breakfast is going to be eggs, protein, maybe potatoes or toast, something that's going to fuel me and make sure that I'm starting off well fed. There's nothing worse. I remember my first season of being a commentator. I don't know where I thought I was getting this breakfast, but I would just wake up and show up to the venue or maybe even get like a muffin. Like, why did I think that was going to sustain me for hours? I do not know, but I have drastically changed my morning routine. So, wake up, get my DoorDash order in. By the way, it's about the same price I've noticed as when I go to, like the downstairs breakfast they have at hotels. Or even if you go out to breakfast, it's about $20. So it's really not that much more expensive and you can have it delivered right to your door because in DoorDash you can put your room number at most hotels and it'll arrive right at your door. So after I get my breakfast order in, that's when I hit the mat. So I'm either going to do some kind of body weight workout, yoga, Pilates, even some light cardio, something that's going to help get my body moving and ready for the day so I can be awake and not have me getting to the venue be my first movement of the day. So, some kind of movement, some kind of stretching. If I'm really feeling low energy, I will just do some stretches. And I use Peloton to get all of my needs met for when I'm both on and off the road. So a good breakfast, a good movement session, and then after my exercise, I get in the shower. And basically, by the time I get out, my food's at the door. I sit down, I have a nice breakfast, sometimes a cup of tea, and then I am ready to go. I make sure my water is full and I'm prepared for the day. All right, now here is where things will differ because while I go to sit down at the commentator's table, you're getting ready to play. So I'm going to talk about what you should do. As soon as you get into the building, you need to decide what kind of state you want to play in. Is it play or flow? And then everything that you do leading up to that first match is going to be dependent on whether or not you're play or flow. So if you are a play state player, you are going to say hi to everybody, like be goofy and silly. You're going to do your warm-ups while you're chit-chatting. And obviously when you throw, you need to practice good mechanics and good habits. Do not rep something that you do not want to rep later. So you can be chit-chatting, talking, and then when you throw, and then you can be loose and talk, and then when you throw, you focus. So if you're doing a play state type thing, you want to be really loose and friendly, talkative, throw your bags, have fun, dance to the music, put your headphones on and put your high and fun music on and really just kind of get into that playful state. This is going to be fun. What a great day. I'm so grateful I get to do this. Let's just see how things go today. Like, what an honor to just be able to throw bags. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm excited to see what's going to happen. That's the mentality. If you're a flow state player, it's going to look very different. You are going to find some boards, hopefully as far away from people as possible. You're going to put your headphones on. You are going to say, it's effing go time. Like, let's lock in. And you are going to throw bags you're going to block out all the noise and you are going to get in the zone. That doesn't mean that after that you can't talk to people and do your thing, but you need to dedicate time to actually intentionally put yourself in the flow state. And then if you're going to go talk to people, you might need to do a quick refresh on that state before it's time for your first game. So it really depends on how much warm-up time you give yourself. If you're coming in right before the games, then I would just say hi to everybody and then say, I'm going to lock in. Don't talk to me, basically. I got to go get into like business mode. And then if you have more time, you might go do some stuff like that. Maybe you talk to people, grab a beer, whatever, and then you go back and you lock back in right before your game. You want to be in the state that you want to be in the minute you get that text that you're up on a board. All right, it's go time, right? You got that text, you're up on a board. You're probably immediately going to feel a state shift when you see that. It's either going to be a oh shit, or it's going to be let's go, or it's going to be let's have fun. And those are three different states. So whatever happens, it's okay. You walk over to the board. You're going to do your down and backs. Choose the state you want to get into in your down and backs. Do you need to get back into play? Do you need to get back into flow? Do you need to use that kind of neutral, just focused on my mechanics state, just skill-based, robotic state to help you transition into one of the other ones? Find that state. Do your down and backs. And then here's the thing I've talked about in other videos. As soon as you fist bump, you might again feel a state shift. So take a deep breath, bring yourself very quickly back into the state you want to be in before you throw your bags. You don't have to walk up and throw that bag in 5 seconds. If you fist bumped and you immediately felt your heart rate go crazy and you felt your body tense up, take a second. Use your phrases, your mantras, use your breath, movement, sound. Get yourself back into the state that you want to throw in before you release that bag, and then get down to business. Lastly, throughout the tournament, you just got to pay attention to your body. It's very easy to get so into the game that you ignore your body. Do you need to go to the bathroom? Do you need more hydration? Do you need a snack? Do you need some fresh air? What do you need? Keep checking in with yourself when you're in between games. A good just general question after a game in between games is, what do I need right now? Do I need to go, maybe I need to get some throws in. I'm feeling like I'm a little bit like choppy. I need to like get my flow, my rhythm. Do I need some fresh air? Do I need food? Do I need water? What do I need? Do I need to go talk to someone that's going to make me laugh, or like someone that's going to hype me up? What do you need? So keep checking in with yourself throughout the day. Don't just ignore your body, because your body's the one doing the job, right? You're supporting your body to do its best. Your body's the one performing. So you're kind of the coach assistant to your body the whole day. You're like, hey, body, I need a lot from you today. Like, what do you need? I got you. We got a big game coming up. What do you need? Need some water? Need some food? What can I do for you? And that is what's going to get your best state. That is when you can fully trust your body to perform its best all the way through to the end. The problem is if you ignore your body all day long and you just force it to perform, you are gonna sort of peter out, and that's essentially what happens towards the end of the day. So pay attention to your body, fulfill its needs, and notice your state as you're going in and out of tournaments, and do the things that you need to do from the mental reset kit that is going to help you lock back in or get into play state so you can do your best. Hopefully this helps you create your best game day routine. And I want you to put in the comments, are you a play or a flow state player? I'm so curious because I think it's pretty mixed, but I would love to know. So in the comments below, drop the word play or flow. Let me know what state you like to play in best, or where you perform best. And of course, if you have not grabbed my $9 mental reset kit, please do so. That's going to be super helpful so that you can transition in and out of states. And like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.